Hey guys, good afternoon. After totally screwing up my live this morning, I'm glad that Miriam had hers on Scientology Up North. Oh well, I messed up. I'm so sorry. But I'm trying to get everything settled for this. Let's see. Open link in new tab. Launch meeting. I'm going to get it all set up here. Join webinar. Oh, they are live already. And then let's do cancel, download now, join from browser. Join. Audio setting. Leave computer audio. Sorry while I get this all hooked up, you guys. I'm going to raise my hand. That way, hopefully, I get signed in because hopefully today will be a busy day. But let's leave it on that. Hi, Joe. Hey, Nancy. I'm trying. Hey, Scientology Up North. Yeah, I'm hoping this becomes a good meeting. I know Audit was on her way. She was on the train, and the train cops were being rude. Let me see. I have me.
Testing.
We hear you. Okay, properties. Integrated camera. Here I am, just as ugly as I was earlier. Here I am up in the corner. Put me in the corner. That's right. Protesting my religion. Now that song is stuck in my head. There we go. That's me in the corner, protesting their religion. Ha ha ha. Oops, I want it a little bit bigger. No dirty dancing. Isn't that song Losing My Religion? I'm horrible with song names and people that sing them. So Don't quote me on that, but I think it's called Losing My Religion. Amy, you calling in for this one? I don't, I know what I want to say, but to having a minute of time sucks so bad because trying to get anything out in a minute, 2 minutes is bad enough. 1 minute is difficult to say the least. I really want to shame them for making it only a minute, but I don't want to use up my minute to bitch about it. You know what I mean? Oh, there we go, Amy. That's a good analogy. There we go. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. Nope, you got to talk fast and get your point across. So basically, when that, I think it was Grant that was talking last week when he's like, "Oh, I'm so appreciative of everybody coming and doing public comment and giving their voices." That's okay. You need to do what you need to do, Amy. That's all right. That's the memes about if you don't want to listen to my concert, don't ride with me. I know, I sing along to all the songs. I'm a horrible singer, so that's what you get when you ride with me. You get a concert because I'm a singing. So, anyways, changing it from 2 minutes to 1 minute and then just 1 minute for each agenda item up to 3 agenda items is not asking for people to give their public comment. It's a way to say, yeah, we're going to let you talk, but we're really not going to listen because you can't get anything substantial in a minute. That's just bullshit, but you know, that's my 2 cents. But I don't want to waste my minute on bitching about it. So I got to figure out what I want to say because I don't have anything written down. Were you up late last night, Amy? Amy, I saw you comment right after I did on Scotty's live. That was frickin' hilarious. I wasn't watching it. I just happened to be, ooh, heartburn. Just happened to be watching it just as he did it. I laughed. I belly laughed over that. Hey, Kara, you're welcome. Thank you. I know, 'cause you're just good like that, Amy. But I'm not so good like that. I just stumble and mumble when I don't have something written down. All right, there we go. Maybe we can sing it. We'll do a duo. Except for you can't give your time to somebody else. That's what would be fun, is to give everybody the whole 20 minutes time and somebody could use 20 minutes to educate them. But that's why they have that rule: you can't cede your time to somebody else, which sucks. Thank you, Scientology Up North. I did put the Zoom link in the description if anybody wants to grab it from there either. Oh. Yes, but you only get 1 minute for each agenda item, or you can speak on their oral reports. Oh, I think that's Bike Guy. Hey, Cajun Juju. That's right. Next week is Thanksgiving in America. I know Chicago didn't have any, and I don't think LA City Council has any. So these guys will probably be on recess also next week. Could surprise us. Oh. Today, yes, today is a very important agenda item. Agenda item number 3 is to talk about the permit process. Yeah, I hope he's not hangry today too. I saw him pop in and then he left again. Yep, number 3 is about the permits. I didn't see TJ today, so hopefully somebody that knows what the hell they're doing is going to run the microphone. I Yeah, watch. Yeah, I don't know if they have the right permits for that or not. Is DOA back being live? I know he was live earlier. I'm hoping it's a short meeting. Well, we have at least 20 minutes for... Did they change that, though? Because they used to have 20 minutes cumulative for public comment, for general public comment. When he left to go give her those flowers that he stole from Scientology. That cracked me up. I'm sorry, but I'm still laughing about that. So, agenda item number 3 is, let me go there. If you can see it. I downloaded the whole packet, but so agenda item number 3, as soon as we get there, come on. Presentation, no presentation, is the process for special event permits and public right-of-way investigations. So this is actually about the permits and the easements. So this is about the permits and the planners, and how the special event permits are to be enforced, received, processed for, and then enforced. A lot to do in a minute. So how they give out the permits, the process for it, that they're biased, that they're giving out permits for us to close the street for an event that's 2 to 4 hours, and they close the street down the day before. That they're giving out permits to
recording in progress.
Other venues.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for the Board of Public Works meetings for Friday, November 22nd, 2024. If you would like to give public comment and you're joining us in person, please fill out the forms in the back of the room and bring those cards up to me and let me know if you will be speaking on general public comment or one of the 3 agendized items. If you are joining us via Zoom, please raise your hand and let me know if you would like to give public comment. Caller online, Mona, would you like to speak on general public comment or any of the agendized items?
Hello, yes, can you hear me? Hello?
Mona, would you like to speak on any of the agendized items?
There we go, the unmute button just popped up. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
I would like general public comment in item 3.
Thank you, Mona. You will have 1 minute for general public comment and 3 minutes, and you can speak after item number 3. Do you want to do that? Or you want to speak? Okay.
So I'll just do it. So I get 3 minutes for item number 3?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. If I'm incorrect, I will let you know, but I believe that's how it works.
Okay, thank you.
I'll lower your hand right now. Caller Miriam, would you like to speak on any of the items on today's agenda?
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like a public comment and agenda item number 3.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So a general public comment and agenda item number 3.
Thank you. Caller with Amy's iPhone, would you like to speak on any of today's agenda items?
Agenda item number 3, as well as the public comment. And how many minutes can you tell me exactly?
I'm sorry, can you hold on a second? Okay, what did you say, Amy?
Can you reiterate the time I get on I know it's 1 minute for general, but how much for the item?
If you're doing multi-items, you get 3 minutes, and general public comment is 1 minute.
So 1 minute per the for that, then an additional 2 minutes? So,
no, 3.
So I'll just get the timer for 3. Okay, just clarifying. Thank you.
But what item do you want to speak on?
3. The general and 3.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's wrong, but if we get 3 minutes, woohoo. Uh-oh.
Caller, Yvonne, would you like to speak on today's agenda?
Yes, I'd like to speak on general comment, and I'd like also to speak on each item. And
Okay.
I would like to know, before you cut me off, I'd like to know where the entire packet is and where the minutes from the prior meeting are recorded so that we can look at them prior to coming to this meeting, so that we are, as the public, fully informed.
Okay, do you know how to access the Board of?
I've accessed that for the last 2 days and it's not posted.
Okay,
That's the problem. And that's going to bring about a lawsuit.
okay. I have you down for those items, Yvonne.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, does it matter?
Caller on the line, Juju, would you like to speak on today's agenda?
Yes, please. General public comment and item 3.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us for today's meeting. If you would like to speak on general public comment or any of the agendized items on today's agenda, please fill out a card in the back of the room and bring it up to me. Thank you.
Golly, Tina. What the fuck? Tina.
Somebody's on a hot mic. I heard that F-bomb.
Recording stopped.
Uh-oh. They stopped the recording. Where's TJ when you need it? No, we don't have to raise our hands again. Yeah, that lady doesn't know what she's doing really well. So honestly, we could have a very weird technical difficulty meeting. I'm freaking freezing, you guys. Shoot, my heat's turned up. I shouldn't be freezing.
Very kind of like now Scientology finally something solved. Get those fucking veterans straight. Yeah. Major street improvement project.
Somebody's not on mute.
From engineering school, like maybe where you pay for a degree at USC. Or did you come from UCLA? UCLA. Oh, shit. Well, why is this? I'm disabled and I can't navigate safely around the barriers on the street, please. Why do I have to be forced to drive into incoming traffic? Scientology.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, President Corsan. We are in record mode and it's 10:03 and we're ready to officially open the meeting.
Great. Welcome everybody to the Board of Public Works meeting for Friday, November 22nd. Ms. Tansy Cole, if you would like to establish quorum for us.
Yes. Good morning, members of the board. I'm Tansy Cole, Senior Management Analyst with the Board of Public Works, establishing roll call and quorum. President Corsan, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Temp Grant, Commissioner Kang, and Commissioner Mitchell are present, and we have a quorum. We're also joined by City Attorney Adina Hoppenstan.
All right, everyone. We'll start with the approval of the minutes for Friday, November 8th. If I could have a second to my motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you. Ms. Cole, we have a first from myself and a second from Commissioner Mitchell.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt the minutes, beginning with you, President Corsan.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Temp Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Kang.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is unanimously adopted.
Great. We'll move on to public comments. Public comment is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items that will be provided for up to 1 minute per person for a cumulative of 10 minutes of general public comment. And we have multiple agenda item public comment as well. The board will provide an opportunity for the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during the meeting with 1 minute each for a total of 3 minutes. So and our city attorney, Adina Hoppenstan, will ensure that you are staying on topic. We'll start with multiple agenda. We'll start with general public item, public comment and multiple agenda public comment. First card we have is from Audit LA.
Tell me when.
Could you you can start.
Could you clarify what items you're speaking on?
Yes, ma'am. I want to speak on public, you're not timing me, public comment. And then I want to speak on 1 and 3. I wish I could speak on 3 afterwards because I really want to hear the presentation first. And Commissioner Mitchell did request and approved being able to speak afterwards.
Please proceed with your public comment.
So you'll have 1 minute for general public comment and you'll have 2 minutes for the 2 items you'd like to speak on.
But I have to do it all up front, which
correct during the multiple agenda items public comment period.
Okay, well, that doesn't make sense, but we'll go with it. Good morning, commissioners. I really wish that you would get it together. How can we speak? You voted to speak after, but we have to speak before, or otherwise I'll lose a minute. Make that make sense to me, please. I'm here to also keep saying I don't like what you're doing. You spend more energy and quickly come to the rescue of your timetables to restrict free speech, but you're not as quick to help me navigate the city, especially with all the things that we've been bringing to you for 6 months. It's going on, right? 6 months now. I wish you had put as much energy into fixing that, to making the city accessible, to making sure Scientology obeys the rules like everyone else. You make us abide by the rules. I know Miss Happenstance going to interrupt me probably 10 times this morning. Okay. Now, Scientology at the all of our location is building their winter wonderland. Do they have a permit? Is it being inspected? Because they are not following OSHA rules with either property that they're building all their holiday stuff. We're seeing massive amounts of OSHA things being not done correctly, but OSHA has to be there in the moment when it's being done. So we can catch it on video that they're breaking rules that could kill somebody, literally kill and harm somebody. But OSHA can't come because by the time they get there, it's over. They do a lot of this stuff at night and late at night. So can you guys please put as much energy as you do to restrict free speech as you do to help make the city safe? Thank you. Now I go to my agenda items. It's so confusing. Okay, for number 3, with the I hope to God you are telling us today that you are making serious changes to these permits. Okay, the Church of Scientology gets about 1 billion permits a year to shut down the streets and sidewalks. They get LAPD and everyone else to lie and say that we don't have access to our public streets when we do. There's so much. It's just so nonsensical. It needs to stop. And I plan on keep coming here until it does stop, even though they are trying to, get people to threaten my safety and all that stuff because they don't want to abide by the rules, but they consider us criminals for speaking up against their breaking. So, and then on streets, improvement, if they're going to be improving the streets, they have a permit to improve L. Ron Hubbard Way. They're not doing it. It's just a sham to close their street again to the people, but they are using slave labor. And you guys get confused when it comes to slave labor. Slave labor doesn't mean they're just picking people off the street to be slaves. Okay. Scientology only pays their people, their Sea Org members, $47 a week for 110 hours of work. And they have them working on our public streets for that amount of money. That is against the law, and it needs to be looked into and fixed. Thank you.
We'll move on to the next public comment card we have from Trump. We have for general public comment and items 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, F-bomb.
So
guy.
this non-agenda public comment deals with our infrastructure. Had we not had a dumb mayor, we could have spent that $500 million on homeless crisis and built new housing. And why did not that happen? Can someone explain? Can someone explain to me why that did not happen? Why are we navigating around the problem as to putting an arrow through the apple and solving this problem? Your mayor is a fucking failure, a fucking cunt, a fucking bitch, and fucking stupid.
Nope.
Because if I can figure it out, why can't you? If not one of you here has a solution to building for niggers and getting niggers off the street and making affordable for niggers, affordable for Indians, affordable for wetbacks.
Your 1 minute is up for general public comment.
Yeah, but I'm doing a bulky item shit here. So now into the Scientology of this fucking shit on public right-of-ways. How dare you allow those fucking Herbert ways to get away with this way of putting shit on the sidewalk, which does not belong to them? If it's on the curb, if it's at the driveway access, it's not theirs. It belongs to us, the city of Los Angeles taxpayers. You are not above the law. You can fuck children. You can fuck young adults. You can fuck them any which way you want and make them lose their mind. But I haven't lost my fucking mind. So I don't know what you're agreeing with. I know that LAPD fuck cadets. I know sheriffs fuck explorers. Then we go into item number 2, street improvements. Once again, infrastructure. If you could take that $500 million and fix our fucking sidewalks and streets, this one woman who spoke before me wouldn't have to navigate into dangerous areas called pedestrian walkways or pedestrian street crossings. I'm in the same category. I'm disabled. I'm physically disabled. And like Mr. Corsan, a fucking asshole like me, Armenian, I don't understand why you don't regulate this shit. Regulate this fucking problems, be problem solvers, get our fucking street improvements back to the order in which they were. Make America great. Trump, Trump, Trump. You're never going to stop this action because I'm going to file my complaint to DOJ, to the new Trump, to investigate your facility and not providing adequate ADA improvements in a timely manner and listen to our complaints. 42 U.S.C. 1983.
Your time is up.
Fuck you.
We'll move on to also multiple agenda items and public comment. Greenspan. Not here. We'll move on to Joe Public. Where you speak, City Attorney, public commenter has requested 2 minutes due to a disability.
Visually impaired.
The chair can have the discretion to accommodate the representation.
Okay. We'll provide 2 minutes for general public comment.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to be less. Thank you very much for becoming the chair. I wish to also acknowledge the analyst right here, how she's treated me. She treated me very well. She wants to get to victory. She's not a bureaucrat. So every time I have dealt with her in a minimal way, she's very positive. This is what I like to see. This is what I like to have in my office and so forth. The issue at hand is a problem child you have called TJ Knight. This piece of garbage has been a barrier, not only for me to get my braille that the city clerk has to provide because of this individual. This person has treated the 2 individuals at the deputy city clerks very poorly. And that's a problem. He will not, he's supposed to be the ADA, or I don't know if it's he or she, I don't know. All I know it's TJ Knight. It's been a request for a visually audio to have a translator for sign language. Refused to do it. He is supposed to do it and he's not doing it. The city clerk's office had to get involved. And that's the problem. I have my braille, I have my credentials, I'm visually impaired, and I have to beg all the time. Just not this commission. And I don't think this commission is being the problem. I think it's your bureaucratic DEI hirees that have become a problem. I guarantee you, based on her classification as an analyst, not a deputy, but an analyst, she knows what victory is. You need to give someone of her stature that probably has a master's on how to move forward, that could articulate and be honest and realistic. I know you can't demand one department to another department to do stuff, but you got to figure out the workaround. Council's been very reasonable. I'm not the client, you guys are.
It's really 2 minutes, Mr. Joe.
Thank you very much.
All right. Ms. Cole, do we have any hands raised for multiple agenda items?
Virtually, yes.
Let's move on to that.
Caller on the line, Mona. I will unmute you to speak. You have asked for general public comment and item number 3. And she wishes to speak on item number 3 at the time of that presentation.
I believe then she would have 1 minute for general public comment at this moment.
Mona, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you. I'm going to repeat my comment from the other day. Hello again. It's me again, Mona. I'd like to talk to you about the L. Ron Hubbard Way, the planners, and the permits. We're going to talk about permits here in a second. However, I want to reiterate what that gentleman just said and talked about is that you as a board and a city council are equally responsible, liable, and responsible for remediating the ADA requirements, the Department of Justice requirements. And I, as a Department of Justice employee for the ADA for many years, can tell you that that is a true thing. That's a true statement. So whether it be Braille or ADA or easement compliance for accessibility, the path of travel needs to be adjusted. So you are out of ordinance with that, and you are equally liable with the
That's
Church
1
of
minute, Mona.
Scientology. Thank you. Do you want me to go on to number 3 or wait?
If you wish to, or you can,
No, we'll take the public comment for number 3 after the presentation.
okay. Caller number Miriam online. You wish to speak on, let me just confirm, public comment and also item number 3. So we'll take your 1 minute now for public comment. And then at the time of item number 3, you will have the opportunity to speak at that time. And your 1 minute starts now. Miriam? Mona, are you there?
I think y'all unmuted me by mistake.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Is this Mona?
No, this is Miriam.
Okay, Miriam, I'm not on you yet. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello, this is Mona, and I already spoke.
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you, Mona. Miriam?
Okay, so it is my turn then.
Let me just confirm, Miriam, you're speaking on general public comment in item number 3?
Correct.
Okay, so
Do I have 2 minutes or 3 minutes?
you have 1 minute for general public comment, and then at the time that item 3 is called, you will have 1 minute for that item.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'll start your 1 minute now on general public comment.
Okay. My public comment is also regarding the permit situation on L. Ron Hubbard Way. I just want to preface what I'm going to say later on is that this is actually the point of time, very important day where you can actually make a public statement about you wanting to change the current process to be actually impartial and being supervised by you, and that you will make sure that you're going to follow all the rules and regulations also regarding Church of Scientology going on in the future, because everyone can see what is happening right now and how corrupt the system is. I have nothing else at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller Amy, I have you on for speaking on general public comment in item number 3.
I'd like to speak about them at the same time, if you don't mind. Okay, is that fine?
The president has asked that if you're speaking on only one agenda item, you would speak at the time of that item is called.
Oh, boy.
So right now.
All right, I'll say quickly about my general public comment that it's time for you to remove the planters and follow the law and go by what they've been ordered to do. I don't know what's going on with Scientology at the time, but you are not really abiding by the ADA because someone almost fell into the planters, and a man that was blind and he was almost tripping, and you're liable for something if that happens, if he gets hurt, because they were supposed to be removed. And Scientology, the cult of Scientology, is not above the law. I don't know what's with you guys by not just going around. Just get a dump truck and pick them up with the forklift. It'd be done in less than an hour. I don't know what the holdup is. You could have done it this morning so people can have access to the easement. I yield back my time.
Thank you.
Right on, Amy, right on.
Caller Yvonne, are you still on the line?
I'm still here.
I have you down for general public comment and also item number 2 and 3. You will have 1 minute for general public comment and then an additional.
I want all 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Sorry you didn't hear that, but that's what I said.
Okay, that's not a problem. The rules are the same. So 1 minute for
Okay.
general public comment and 2 additional minutes for the other items. And your
Thank you.
general public comment 1 minute starts now.
Thank you. 2024-2075, 2024, and 2024-2076, 2024 are the next 2 permits that are on the docket. They have been hidden. They were put in the same category as market nights, which are handled differently than a special event. And the closure begins this weekend, supposedly tonight. And each of these events are going to be 84 hours of street closures, when the events themselves will range between 4 and 16 hours on Saturday and Sunday. There is absolutely no reason or justification to close the road for that amount of time. The permits are
Your 1
not
minute is
complete.
up.
Thank you.
Okay. You can continue.
Thank you. Items 1 and 2, it is very clear that the department that is handling not only the permits but contracts is in a problem situation. The manager, Mr. Mosey, is not providing this board contracts to be renewed in a timely manner. He's not providing you payments for contracts that are due in a timely manner. He's not even paying your electric bill and your power bills in a timely manner. He needs to be replaced. The permits are also not being done in a timely manner. He needs to be replaced. I was looking up a contractor that was working on Scientology, making OSHA violations right and left, and I find that he's an approved contractor on one of your approval lists for tree trimmers. Now, is he a Scientology business hiring unqualified, unskilled labor? What's going on here? You guys are putting the city at great risk. Now, on the final issue regarding the permits, what you have in front of you, whatever you're reading, he interprets every sentence and every requirement except for Scientology. If a requirement applies to anybody else, it needs to apply to Scientology. I have read the entire packet. It was not available for the citizens to read, but I have read every
Your time is
policy and
up.
procedure.
Caller Juju, are you still on the line?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, you asked to speak on general public comment in item number 3. You have 1 minute for general public comment at this time. And once item number 3 is called, you'll have the opportunity to speak on that item.
Okay, that's great.
Your minute starts now.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to reiterate things we've been speaking on for 6 months now, and there was a letter sent to the Church of Scientology regarding the planters being removed. They're ADA non-compliant. The rose bushes that were illegally planted on the easement. I saw a lady walking her dog the other day, and the dog leash got caught all up in the rose bush. The dog was squealing, getting poked by thorns, and it's just ridiculous. Also, the abuse of the permits. They're closing down the street up to 24 hours early, and taking advantage of those permits and abusing the stipulations on the permits. And this needs to stop. They've already got the street closed today for an event that doesn't start till tomorrow. And I'll end there for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are the items virtually.
Great.
President.
Thank you. I'll go back to Greenspan. I have a card for general public comment, or did you want to speak on multiple agenda items as well?
General public comment and multiple items.
Which items?
What are the new rules now?
It's 1 minute for general public comment and then 2 minutes for multiple agenda items.
Okay, so I'll get all 3 minutes at once?
Correct. But which agenda items would you like to speak on?
Just a matter of clarification, up to 3 minutes, depending on how many items you have.
Right.
Multiple agenda item.
What now?
1 minute for general public comment and 1 minute per each agenda item, up to 3 minutes for multiple agenda item public comment. Sorry.
Thank you.
All right, so each item.
Okay.
So, all right, so Mike Greenspan, yeah, we used to be able to speak for more time. And now we've cut down our time. You sure haven't cut down the taxes. Why is it? It's not as if these rooms are jam-packed and they're waiting down the hall like over there at the city council. You just want to rush things through. Kind of a choo-choo, railroad this through, railroad that through. I mean, at least today, every member has shown up. That doesn't always happen. You know, as far as I'm concerned, your new policy does nothing but suck a dick like this one. I'm sick and tired of you playing games with us voters and taxpayers. We pay the same taxes. We just haven't been getting the same level of service. The taxes don't go down, just the level of service has gone down. So I just want to show my protest about it. As I walk on sidewalks, I'm always risking falling, breaking any bone in my body because of these bumps in the sidewalks. And when those trees...
Your 1 minute is up.
Okay. Now, the other thing. Now let's talk about the items. I'm still lobbying. I'm going to skip over to number 2 because the only street we got paved over there coming off Lankershim is Vose, the street that you probably need it the least. There used to be a pot shop at Vose and Lankershim. That's been closed. You go all the way down Vose going west to Laurel Canyon. What do you have? Tent City, homeless encampments. There's other streets. I mean, for instance, I've been lobbying for Saticoy. All we got was a filling of a pothole. That's all we got. We didn't get a repaving. There's Strathern. There's all those streets. Arminta. Just take your pick. I'm lobbying more for Saticoy to be first on the list to get repaved. Now, let me go skip to other things because we talk about contracts, and somebody mentioned an issue on contracts and tree trimming because it takes me back to one of my favorite David Goldstein stories about a tree trimmer. Now, this was not a contract one, folks. This was a city employee making about $85,000 a year. And guess what he did? He was a very well-read person. How do we know? Goldstein followed him. He never got out of his truck. Every site he went, he was supposed to cut a tree. He was reading his book. And we're paying him $85,000 a year. Hey, wait, he did get out of his truck one time. Well, when was that? Well, he went home to help his wife carry the groceries in. That's what we're paying for on tree trimming. So if contractors could actually do a better job than these $85,000 a year David Goldstein story specials, I would rather they get some trees trimmed instead of just sitting there reading a book all day. It sucks a dick like this one.
I believe with that, we have maxed out our general public comment time of 10 minutes. So we will close general public comment. Ms. Cole, do we still have any hands raised for multiple agenda items?
We have those recorded already, and they're only for item number 3.
Great. We'll close multiple agenda item public comment as well and proceed to the agenda item number 1 for status report on contracts and policy number 793. I'm a little behind. Let me get it out. Who's coming up first?
Jonathan Carroll.
There we go.
From BOE.
Thank you, Ms. Cole.
Good morning. Welcome aboard. I'm Jonathan Carroll, Bureau of Engineering. This is a status report. Personal services contracts due to expire within 90 days from November 1, 2024. These personal services contracts are for pre-qualified on-call bridge, civil engineering, and other design and support services for bridge and street-related projects funded by federal, state, and local transportation programs. A new list of personal services contracts is being established to replace these contracts. Therefore, these contracts will be archived after their expiration date. The expiration date was November 13th this year. The firms on the list are KPFF Consulting Engineers, HDR Incorporated, Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated, Arup North America Limited, Michael Baker International Incorporated, MGE Engineering Incorporated, STV Incorporated, Harris and Associates, HNTB Corporation, Kleinfelder Incorporated, Atkins North America Incorporated, EXP US Services Incorporated, AECOM Technical Service Incorporated, TY Lin International McDaniel, EW Moon Incorporated, Somas, WSP USA Incorporated, Mars Services Incorporated, Petrotech Incorporated, Jacobs Engineering Group Incorporated, David Evans and Associates, DR Consultants and Designers Incorporated, JM Diaz Incorporated, Pre-Science Corporation, Dockin Engineering, Cornerstone Structural Engineering Group, Moffitt and Nicole, Parsons Transportation Group Incorporated, Gannett Fleming, IDC Consulting Engineers Incorporated. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for the Bureau of Engineering? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome to the new commissioners.
We'll move on to Bureau of Sanitation, Mr. John Pattison.
Good morning. Thank you, President Corson, commissioners, Bureau representatives. I'm John Pattison with LA Sanitation and Environment. LA Sanitation has multiple projects, contracts that will be expiring within 120 days. 5 of those were awarded under the LA Sanitation's Environmental Site Assessment and Technical Support Services for the Brownfields program. They are the top 5 contracts on the table. I believe you've just been handed for OnSafe, Nino and More, Pinnacle Environmental Technologies, Rincon Consultants, and Stantec. An RFP was released. Negotiations with the proposers has been conducted. I believe this is, if not coming before you, will be scheduled to be heard by you very, very shortly before we go to recess in December. So although the contracts will not be renewed, we are under negotiations for new contracts. For chemical root control with Pacific Sewer Maintenance, a TOS is being released for services in the meantime, and a new RFP is in the works to be released as well. For scale calibration repairs and maintenance services with PAC West American Scale, we are also in the initial stages of an RFP release for that, also with a TOS being released to cover any urgent services. That concludes the report. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Pattison? Seeing none, great. Thank you very much.
You all have a wonderful weekend.
Moving on to Bureau of Street Services and the always patient Ms. Martha Yanegas.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Corson, commissioners, and Bureau representatives. Actually, my name is Danny Chen, and I'm representing the Bureau of Street Services. And of course, this is Martha Yanegas, whom we all know. We are here today to present the report of contracts expiring within 90 days. This report will include contracts expiring between December of 2024 and February 2025. The Bureau of Services will have 10 contracts expiring within the next 90 days. The first 5 contracts are for disposal services. They are American Reclamation, California Waste Services, Arcosa Incorporated, doing business as Recycled Aggregate Materials Company, Aramco, Arakelian Enterprises Incorporated, doing business as Crown Recycling Services, and USA Waste of California, doing business as Waste Management. These 5 contracts will expire on December 31st, 2024. The Bureau is currently drafting new RFPs as well as amendments to extend the contracts on a month-to-month basis, not to exceed 1 year. The next contract is for community engagement services for the Normandy Beautiful Streetscape Project with Redeemer Community Partnership. This contract will expire on January 2nd, 2025. There will be no new renewal for this contract due to completion of the scope of the contract. The last 4 contracts are for landscaped median islands maintenance, with each individual contract for different areas of the city. The 4 contracts are held by 2 different companies, Green Garden Incorporated and Far East Landscape Maintenance. Streets LA will exercise the first renewal option with these 2 companies and issue notice to proceed by the contract expiration date. And that concludes our report.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? I do. The month-to-month RFP, when would that come back to us for approval?
Yes.
When would you expect that to come to us?
We are currently working on it.
As quickly as possible. Would it be before the end of the year? Would it be a? Okay, great. Thank you very much. Any other questions? All right. Moving on. Have a good weekend. Nothing to report from Bureau of Contract Administration, who had submitted a written document previously, and then nothing to report from Bureau of Street Lighting. So we will close item number 1. Move on to item number 2, status update on major upcoming street improvement projects. I don't believe we have any hands raised on this item, so we will proceed with the presentation.
Good morning, everybody. President Corson, how you doing? Chavez, everybody else. Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing today? It's better. All right. Good to see you again. So my name is Mr. Phillips with the Street Renewal Division for Streets LA. So I'm here to make sure the public is informed about any major projects that we may have coming up for the week of 11/24 to 11/30. So right now we have no major projects for next week during the holidays. So, but I will provide an update for the end of next week. From November 24th to the 30th, our metro region and our valley region will complete 14 projects, and we'll have a total of 6.87 lane miles completed. So we distribute all our press notifications and issued all the notices to the streets, the city council offices to assist with any outreach to our stakeholders. And we coordinated with the Department of Transportation for any traffic code assistance that we need. So anybody need any assistance or any information, they can contact our coordinating section at 213-847-3200. This completes my report.
Great. Thank you. Do we have any questions? All right. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Have a good holiday.
President Corson, if I could just make an announcement that I was told that our YouTube is not working, but anyone can join us via Zoom. And we also can listen to us by phone by dialing 213-621-CITY.
Okay. We'll move on to item number 3, presentation from the Bureau of Street Services, process for special event permits and public right-of-way investigations. It says here David Rivera, Manuel Perez, but I see Dan Holden.
Manuel Perez, David's off today.
Great. Thank you.
Good morning, President Corson, Vice President Chavez, and distinguished members of the board.
If I could pause you right there, just for clarification for everyone, we had some hands raised, so we'll do the presentation and then we'll take public comment. And then we'll do commissioner remarks and questions. Please proceed.
Okay, just wanted to give an overview of our division. We're the Investigation and Enforcement Division of Street Services. We act as the enforcement arm for Public Works. We enforce regulatory activities within division, which fall in two general categories: public health and safety and community events. As right-of-way investigations, we have currently 30 district investigators, 19 assigned to day shift and 11 assigned to nights. We cover 24 maintenance districts and enforce municipal codes pertaining to violations occurring on the public right-of-way, such as illegal obstructions, illegal auto repair, and working without permits on the public right-of-way. In addition, we investigate complaints related to potential public safety issues, such as broken sidewalks, curbs, and driveway approaches. The last fiscal year, we received over 59,000 service requests, and we processed over 22,000 permits ranging from building materials to overloads to special events. And our most common service request we receive by far is obstructions. With the goal of compliance, we do have to enforce. So we issue a notice of violation to memorialize our visit to the location. Then we proceed. If we don't get compliance, we proceed with the ACE, which is the Administrative Citation Enforcement Program. And if after 3 ACEs, if we still do not receive compliance, we move on to a criminal citations referred to our city attorney. That's just a brief overview of our division. Is there any questions at this point?
We'll take the questions after public comment.
Okay. So just an overview of our permit process. We do not process First Amendment parades or processions or demonstrations, which is processed through LAPD. We process permits related to marathons, block parties, street fairs, charitable events, and so forth. So BSS serves as a one-stop shop. So the first thing an applicant needs to do is create an account before they submit an application. Once they submit the application, all departments who have an account get notified, such as Council Office, Sanitation, DOT, and the affected departments or bureaus or divisions that are affected that need to make comments or have conditions, we'll go ahead and post those on the portal, which the applicants get notified of. And an example of that would be like DOT requests temporary signs posting. So they would go ahead and into the portal and put those notes. So the city, the standard requirements for the applicant is they need a petition requirement, which is 51% of the block or the area affected. They need to sign a hold harmless agreement and provide a $1 million insurance policy payable to the city of Los Angeles. Permit fees are usually collected upfront, but due to the economic conditions of some of these events, we're really flexible on that, especially for low-income nonprofit organizations that are having events that they usually get their funds during the event and pay after. So that's just a general overview of our permit process. Do we have any questions?
Great. Thank you. We'll take questions after public comment if that's the end of your presentation. It is great. Ms. Cole, why don't we proceed to public comment?
Sure. Mona, you asked to speak on item number 3. Are you still there?
I am still here. Can you hear me?
I can, and I'm going to start your 1 minute for item number 3.
Thank you. First off, I'd like to say that this rodeo has been going on since 1998 with L. Ron Hubbard Way, and all of the permitting and the improper permitting and enforcement that's been going on. It stopped being demonstrated against after a while because people kind of just gave up. So it became business as usual. They are still not in ordinance. There is still permits being given, not being followed through. An example, we've sent in many examples. I can send in more examples. It's about time to equally enforce the permit process to the Church of Scientology. And if it's not, we will be following with suit. Thank you. I yield back my time.
Thank you. Miriam, are you still on the line? You can speak on item number 3.
Yes, I'm on the line. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'll start your 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was also kind of, struggling to hold my mouth when I heard the word enforcement, because it seems to be very selective enforcement when it comes to these permits. I think with the amount of claims you have and how many different events are actually arranged on L. Ron Hubbard Way, and they're being documented, that there's actually a fast way to get a permit with a reduced price on L. Ron Hubbard Way. You should investigate what is going on over there. Who is working in your organization, giving these leeways for permits to be given to L. Ron Hubbard Way? I think I don't have anything else to say, but you need to start to investigate on this. I appreciate your work, but you need to point your eyes now to L. Ron Hubbard Way. Thank you.
Thank you. Amy, you asked to speak on item number 3.
Yes, I did. I'm reiterating everything that Miriam and Mona said. You need to have an auditor that comes out and make sure they're following the permit and investigating who has the inside line to your office that giving all these permits to L. Ron Hubbard Way. Especially now that we had Jessica Palmadessa months ago tried to get a First Amendment permit and was told by the police that she had to go through your office to get the permit. So someone's getting a runaround, someone's getting paid off in your office. You need to audit that they're actually doing the permit as per written on their permit request and not setting up the event ahead of time and closing off public access ways and lying to the people that want to access the road. And they think they're above the law. They might as well be a country unto themselves. I don't understand. Someone's giving you guys money. You got to get audited. You got to see what's going on with you guys. Why the guy that just spoke, he's making
That's
a
your 1
lie.
minute, Amy. Juju, you asked to speak on item number 3.
I don't understand. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, your 1 minute is starting.
Okay. I'm also want to speak about the abuse of these permits. We were told by one of the vendors that was set up in one of the festivals that they get a special price by going through the Church of Scientology. They get a discount. So I don't understand why that's being done or what kind of shenanigans are going on in there, but obviously something's not right. Another thing is that these permits are not being abided by. They open up to 24 hours. They close down the street up to 24 hours before the actual event. And they police the sidewalks now with armed guards. And when people try to walk through, they harass, follow, tell you keep moving, you can't stop. And they're armed. And some of them have masks on. It's ridiculous. And some of them have just a security shirt with no security company patch.
Your 1 minute is up.
Try to walk through, they harass.
That's all the callers online.
No.
Thank you, Ms. Cole. With that, we'll close public comment on item number 3. Commissioners, do we have any questions or comments? President Pro Tem Grant.
Thank you for your report. It's beginning to illuminate for me what the process is, but I have a few questions so I can understand it a bit differently or deeper, rather. The notice of violation process, if you could help walk me through that. Does that apply to both the permitting as well as the public right-of-way?
For the permitting, you want to speak on a specific permit?
If there's a violation of the permitting, would there be a notice of violation issued to them?
Yeah, if we show up to a location, say just like there's a trash bin at a construction site, they do not have a permit, we can either go for notice of violation. If it's an egregious violation, we could skip that and go straight to an A citation.
Okay.
Which is a monetary citation.
How many investigators do you have again?
We have a total of 30 investigators and we handle an array of duties.
Okay. And when are they entitled to carry out their enforcement duties? I mean, is it 7 days a week? Or is it Monday through Friday?
We're not a 24/7 operation. A bulk of our investigators work Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30. We have 10 of investigators working, I believe, from 12 to 11. I think they're on 410s, so they do work Monday through Sunday.
Okay. Now, if you could walk me through the notice of violation. How are they found? What's the general process for how are they found to be in violation?
All our work, we're reactive organization. So when we receive a service request, the investigator for that area will be filtered to their computer. So they'll go ahead and log on to the MyLA, filter it to their area. Then they'll print it out and they'll go to each location. And if there's a violation, they'll proceed with a notice of violation, or maybe they could get it done with a quick knock on the door.
And the investigators are assigned by geography?
They call them maintenance districts. Yeah, we follow street maintenance areas.
Okay.
So there's 24 in the city of LA.
And then again, how many days do they have to comply?
It depends what the issue is. If it's something that's egregious, we put at once.
Okay.
But if it's something that's not too important, or if it's a safe issue, maybe like something.
It's a technical violation or something.
Yeah, we could give them a week, or how much is reasonable. Maybe it's a little overgrown vegetation. They need their gardeners coming next weekend. We'll go ahead and have them do it. We'll wait that.
And if I've been given a notice of violation, do I have the right to appeal that notice?
We could go to administrative hearing and we'll sit down, we'll bring them to the office and we'll discuss the issue.
Okay. And the administrative hearing is conducted by whom?
It's usually conducted by the investigator along with their senior investigator for the area.
And then if they don't comply, my understanding is the administrative citation is issued?
Yes.
And how is that served to them?
That's served to them either personally by hand or mailed to the property owner. And then that gets processed through the city attorney's office. We do not impose fees. The city attorney determines the fees.
Once you issue an administrative citation, then it's turned over to the city attorney's office?
Correct.
Okay.
And they could appeal through that process.
So at that point, it's out of your hands and it's within the city attorney's domain. And I assume they have the right to appeal from an administrative citation?
Yes, through that avenue, yeah.
And where would that appeal take place?
I'm not sure. I know there's a number that they could call on the back of the citation where they could go ahead and set something up.
I can check with counsel perhaps. And then is your understanding is then if they're in violation that at that point then, and it's found to be correct, that a criminal complaint is then issued?
After 3 A citations, yeah, if we're successfully getting compliance voluntarily, then we proceed with the city attorney filing.
And that's just completely within the city attorney's control, the jurisdiction?
Yes.
And that is a criminal
I can't speak for the city attorney. I don't know if it's within the same process.
Okay, so at this point, you can't answer anymore. Don't have enough information to answer those questions.
Yeah, city attorney filings maybe happen 3 or 4 times per year. It's not that often.
How many?
About 3 or 4 times a year.
Okay. I think that's fine. That's fine.
Great pivot there. The city attorney may have some additional context to provide.
Yes, and although I'm not involved in ACE enforcement, just wanted to point that in the code, the municipal code 11.2.01 at SEC sets out the ACE program, which is managed through the criminal branch in my office, for which I am not a part. But that code section does articulate also the appeal of an ACE citation, which you were inquiring about. So just wanted to express that for you and also for the public who's listening.
Senator, can I follow up? Okay. Once it's within your jurisdiction, it's basically out of the jurisdiction of the Board of Public Works. Would that be correct?
That's my understanding. I think those who are involved in ACE enforcement within the criminal branch of my office would be in a better position to answer. There may be still a role for the investigator as a witness as to the matter, but the enforcement and kind of the decision making at that point, it is my understanding that's handled by the handling attorneys.
Thank you.
Great questions, President Pro Tem Grant. Commissioners, any other questions? Commissioner King.
So thank you for the report. You mentioned, just to follow up, Commissioner Grant's, the last fiscal year, the Bureau had over 59,000 service requests. Is that number include duplicates? I'm sure there are some duplicate complaints.
I'm sure maybe about 5% are probably duplicate complaints.
Okay. And then just to better understand the timeline of resolution for these service requests, what's the typical timeline that when one service request goes in and then completes?
Our current goal is 3 days to put eyes on the location and to start some sort of action.
Okay. And then what happens to the cases that are not resolved within that fiscal year? So you mentioned about 22,000 or more that's resolved last fiscal year out of the 59,000 or something like that?
No, the 22,000 were permit applications we received.
Oh, permit
It's a separate,
applications.
work process for us.
Okay. And then does the Bureau typically resolve all cases that you're able to resolve within a fiscal year typically?
I think for the last fiscal year, we're over like 93% closure rate.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Mitchell, any questions from you? No. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Is it possible to have an outline of the actual procedure for us to be in possession of? Or is it just best for us to go to the municipal code, or where can we find?
In the municipal code, Article 1.2 regards the administrative citations, and I would probably start there. I don't have a sense of what else is publicly available, maybe as to the process, although if you'd like a briefing, that can be arranged, but I would begin at the municipal code.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Just a couple questions for me. How many special event permits can one person or organization get per year?
The code doesn't stipulate any amount.
Okay. And do we measure if someone, for example, gets a special event permit and they have any other issues that they didn't comply with? Is that taken into consideration?
I know from past, like I think it was Fiesta Broadway, like if there's a yearly event, if they owed something from the past, we made them catch up from the previous permit.
Got it. So that is taken into consideration.
Yes.
Great. And in terms of special event permit turnaround, what is the lead time you need to process the permit and approve it?
What we ask is 45 days from the date of the event to apply, but many times, probably majority of the times, it's less than that. There's a lot of events that are just really cut and dry, like red carpet events are a little more simple, and you have these companies that are hired to do the process, so they're very familiar. So as soon as they apply, they already give us all the documentation needed, so it makes it easy for us. So that process will be a lot less.
Okay. And then in terms of consecutive days of permits, because I know we have them out here all the time. We have big concerts at Grand Park. How many days consecutively can one get a special event permit?
It doesn't really specify. What we do is look at the events, just like the Academy Awards are going to be a lot longer. They're going to need time to set up, maybe a week or maybe even longer to close off the streets and get the structures built, as opposed to a block party. That's a simple cul-de-sac closure.
Okay. And then when special event permits are, my last question, I promise you, when special event permits are issued, is there signage anywhere for community members, who to contact in case there are issues?
I cannot speak directly. I know in some cases we require them to notify the neighbors through a letter, and we do include our contact information, and we can request that, of course, the applicant information there.
But that is generally just for the block of the closure, as you were saying.
We can stipulate up to 500 feet from the closure affected area, which we also do for like construction related activity closures.
Right. Okay. I don't have any other questions. Commissioners, any other questions?
Just want to clarify that the 59,000 SRs we received were only for our division, not for street services as a whole.
Understood. Okay. Seeing no other questions, I think we are done with this item. Thank you very much for the presentation.
And welcome to the city of Los Angeles. We look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you. We had already closed public comment for this
I
item.
just wanted to give my name for the record, Manuel Perez, Assistant Division Manager for the Investigation and Enforcement Division of Bureau of Street Services.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Manny.
Ms. Cole, I believe we have cleared the desk with that item.
We have. There are no more items.
Thank you very much. There are more items. There are no more items.
No more items.
All right, commissioners, it is 11:01, and with that, we are adjourned for today.
Thank you.
That's just bullshit. Hey, Private Ross, I haven't seen you before, but no, she did not get the permits. That was definitely bullshit. That was in particular just so that way we get off their backs and that we'll start going to City Hall. That's exactly what that was about. Nope, war is on. Hey, Wally Lou. War is on. War is continued, I should say. That was total and utter bullshit. You did good, Amy. Good job. Scientology up north, Miriam, you did wonderful. Cajun Juju, you did wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Nope, we're not going away until they fix their problem. Right, DE? Passing the buck and round we go. Not me, it's him. Nope, it's him. Nope. That's just a bunch of bull honky. Okay, you guys, well, go room raid audit. And yeah, exactly, Peter. Right, exactly. How do you give a presentation and not introduce yourself first? I think he was one of those first ones, though. Yeah. So tonight I've got my live that's going to be going on at 9 o'clock Eastern time. If any of y'all want to hit me up. Peter, this weekend we're doing our 311. I've been putting it off all week just because everything else that's been going on. Yeah, well, he gave himself a little bit of leeway there saying, oh, if they are used to it and if they're a permit provider, they know everything to give us all the documents that we're going to need so they can get it right through. No, 45 days means 45 days, bud. Okay, you guys. Well, that was interesting. Crazy's probably pissed because she was on there trying to get in. She didn't get in on the very beginning part of it, but she got in later. So, okay. Loves you guys. I'll talk to you later.